knew that I was going to Lake Michigan on Sunday after Sunday school because my father, who was a Catholic, wouldn't go to the Lutheran, and he was not active anyway. He'd pick us up, 3 kids, my 2 younger brothers and myself, take us to Montrose Beach, Chicago, and we would get in the water with him, mainly because what was going to happen. We would jump off his shoulders, he'd pull us in. We didn't know how to swim, but we liked the water. So the reason we went, loved it, he always gave us a black walnut ice cream cone on the way home.
Born near the end of World War I to German immigrants who settled in Chicago's Albany Park neighborhood, Adolph Kiefer was the 5th of 8 children. Consoling him after a swimming loss, his father Otto predicted swimming heroics. "Sonny Boy," he said, "you're going to be the greatest swimmer in the world." Adolph worked hard to prove his father right. He won a gold medal in the 100-meter backstroke at the 1936 Olympics and lost only twice through some 2,000 international competitions over the next dozen years. Now the U.S.'s oldest living Olympian, Kiefer was just 17, the squad's youngest male athlete traveling by boat to Berlin 80 years ago. Competing in the Nazi Games, Kiefer was befriended by Jesse Owens, perhaps the most iconic of all Olympians. He even shook hands with Adolf Hitler poolside, a courtesy the dictator did not extend to Owens. From his record-breaking days as a teenage swimmer to his life-saving role in the U.S. Navy to an innovative business career, Kiefer would tell you that everything good in his life came from water. His wife Joyce was a water ballerina at Northwestern University.
But one day in Albany Park, we had this drainage canal here, which bars all through Chicago. And I was showing off to my niece. I was about 7 or 8. I said, "Watch me." So I started running on this great big round concrete abutment. And by accident, I fell down about 20 feet into the drainage canal. And I started to put my head back, and I could feel my feet coming up. And I was floating. Now all of a sudden I started using my hands. I started moving. Started kicking my feet. I started moving. And I slowly moved my way back over to the abutment that take me up and off that big, beautiful drainage canal that was full of dirt and everything else. Got up, and I said, I have to learn to swim. I went to the YMCA. Wilson Evan Y, it's not there anymore. They had 3 programs. Swimmers, first class, you get a little gold pin. You had to be able to swim a mile. I said, that's what I want, because I like pins. And I swam and swam and swam. Finally got the gold pin. That got me started in competitive swimming. I got a job through the Jewish People's Community Center by going there and swimming there on Sundays. Sneak on the streetcar, go there, and they'd kick me out of the pool at the end of the day. My swimming association with my grammar school was Bosco Levin, and he lived near JPI. So after I'd swim, I'd be able sometimes to go home with him and have gefilte fish with him. And believe it or not, they got me a job at the World's Fair in 1933. I would flip a ride, I didn't have any money, to Ann Arbor, Michigan, where he would feed me, because he worked in the food line. I'd sleep in the fraternity house because there's nobody there during the holidays, swim in the pool, and when the Olympic coach came in, he said, who's that kid in the pool? He took out his watch, he said, let's see that kid swim. He looked at his watch for the 2 legs. He said, I don't believe it. Do it again. Looked at it. And he told Tex Robertson, that kid's going to be the next champion. So that got me morale. In 1935, I was a guest of 6 countries of Europe. swam 29 races in 32 days. It broke a world's record each time. And Mönchengladbach was where they made the Olympic bell. And I dedicated, bang, the big bell was on the ground before they sent it to Berlin. The fact that even in 35, Hitler had restrictions about no pictures allowed at airports, pull down the curtains in your hotel room so there's no light coming out. Everybody had to sing the youth song and the German song before they played the American song. We, the United States, when they go by the reviewing stand where Hitler and the Olympic people are, they all would have a salute. We are the one country that did not salute as we went by. I met Adolf Hitler, as you know. He came to the swimming pool and he said, I want to see Adolf. Lenny, what's her name? The photographer, was a great photographer. She was taking pictures of swimmers, including me. So I got out of the water, and Goering was there. I couldn't speak German. My parents would let me. And he couldn't speak English. We had an interpreter. We did shake hands, and there were a few words of salutation, whatever they were. And I decided, as I said to everybody, I only didn't know then what I know now. I would have taken and thrown them in the pool. We won 2 gold medals in swimming. The Japanese won everything else.
Even
Jesse Owens was the most heralded athlete in the Olympics,
sure.
in spite of what anybody might say, because he was my buddy. I used to carry his bag, because his time of training was different than mine. He'd come over to watch me swim. So that we were very good friends, and especially once he moved to Chicago. But he left the Olympics soon after to go back and race a horse on the home field of the University, Ohio. And I trained the instructors in Norfolk, Virginia, then Bainbridge, Maryland. German submarines were offshore right there, our base in Norfolk. And the ships are coming in with all tattered up. Ships carrying food, materials to the English because they needed help. 50% of them were being in trouble with submarines from Germany. I saw this. So the chief put me through boots. I said, can you swim? He said, no. He said, we don't have to, we're specialists. So I yelled over the other chief going through there. I said, can you swim? He said, no. The Navy, geez, they're the specialists at training us. They can't even swim. So on my own, I left the base and went to Washington, D.C., talked to this captain that I knew. He brought in the admiral. The admiral said, you go back to your base and you see the commandant who was there, I forgot him. He said, he'll give you any help, all the yeomen you need to help what you think should be done. Write a program. It was an honor to be able to do that.
Sure. Swimming through burning oil, how do you do that?
Well, that's pretty hard.
That's
You showed them how you shove the water
just get
with your hands, use your hands,
Oh.
and, things of that nature. And we opened a new base in Bainbridge, Maryland. We had our own swimming pool for training. And I moved down through these portals, past the best swimming instructors. They would dial me up, and during the war, I was there in my uniform. I was a lieutenant. And then right after that time, they asked me to come back and go to this little school there, just as I finished the Navy. And got very involved with what was going on at that time. And I said to the guy, I said, no. I said, when do I start getting paid? I'm married and have 2 children. He said, well, you got to do this and do this. I said, what? What? So I asked him to look up. There was an airplane there. I said, look up there 1 hour from now, because I'll be in that plane waving bye-bye. Goodbye. sitting outside Senior Mayor Daly's office in the lobby, waiting to go in to see him. Right across from me was the president of Sears Roebuck. And I said, what are you doing there? Because I was on Sears Sports Advisory staff with Ted Williams, the ball player, Sir Edmund Hillary, the mountain climber. They were my buddies. He said, well, we're going to build a new Sears Tower. So I said, well, you better go in before me. But Mayor Daly said, no, Adolph, Kiefer, you come in. He made the president of Sears Roebuck wait until I talked to him about swimming. We taught 51,000 children to swim. That program in 1951, that summer, and we taught them the Kiefer victory backstroke, which is what I used in the Navy in World War II.
Wow.
The same program. And I used the mothers of the children, in many cases, as instructors. I probably had over 600 or 700 of the mothers teaching. And they would be on step 1, step 2, step 3, getting into the water, learning how to kick. And we had no trouble in teaching them.
Wow. 80 years since you were the young guy winning gold in Germany. What are your thoughts on that? So you were the youngest, at least male on the team, and now I believe you're the oldest living Olympic medalist, if that's right. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought I had no thoughts of that. You know what? I'm tired of bragging. I mean, I don't mind talking to you guys, but I'd say that people don't believe me. So I'll be 98. I came, it's because that pool right over there, I swim in every day. So I'd say that we have to get back to the basics for every boy and girl to make them realize what the world is all about. That is, learn to swim.
Yeah.